What's up, everybody in Atari Age and everyone else out there who likes Atari? Here's a review for Stargate for Atari 2600. It's me, Paul Max C. How you doing? This is an all-new review. Yes, I have reviewed Stargate before, and I just felt like doing it again because I was talking to James Brad Witt, and he didn't realize that you can smart bomb and everything with the second controller. And hey, don't blame him. He didn't know. And I thought I would also add some video clips in this review of the creators of Stargate, the real game, which I have prepped up. So, if you want, sit back and watch another review of Stargate Atari 2600. I guess I have no movie footage to plagiarize in this one, but it's a good game. Now, what I want to tell you, if you didn't know, I guess most of us know this, is how you use your smart bomb in Stargate and your Inviso and your hyperspace is with the second controller plugged into your second port. So I had to unplug my Atari box of your 2600. I have a Junior these days thanks to my friend Steve Markle, and I'm giving my Vader and my original childhood one a break. Now, I had the real arcade Stargate in my garage. When I was delivering pizzas, I bought one from an arcade, and my dad was pretty unhappy to see I'd moved an arcade game to his house. So I'm a decent Stargate player. And I didn't realize till then how you can warp. I didn't know that in the arcade. Now listen, this is how I handle Stargate 2600 with the two controller thing. The most important thing, and the programmers knew this, is your smart bomb. And I use a big Sega Genesis controller, so it's easy for me to separate the buttons. Sorry about my ugly toe, but barefooted, so I have more control. I hit the middle button there, and that easily gives you a smart bomb. Now, if you want to get technical, you do your Inviso by pushing the stick up. And yeah, it's pretty awkward to sit in my chair here and get my leg up and kick this button up to use Inviso, and you pull it down to do your hyperspace. Well, I'll tell you what, I mainly just focus on smart bomb at first, and then when those are all gone, I do my best to kick in the Inviso, which is a great tool, and for you high-scoring Atari 2600 players on Stargate, you know you got to use that. Now, it really looks good on my 2600 thanks to Steve Markle's Junior he bought off me. And I've got my toe prepped on the smart bomb. Whoops. And I think you guys know Stargate is a good game. Every time I review this for you guys, I want to just go play it. So guys So you fly into the Stargate when a guy is hurt or being captured, you know that, and it takes you right to the abduction area, place of... Oh, crap. Well, I plan to move on in this video to show you some video clips of the original Stargate creators, so I won't spend too much time, but I think the graphics are great, and every time I play Stargate for 2600, I question my sanity as to why I don't play it more. Uh-oh, that mutant survived and got through. Now I've got my toe ready. Boom, I just smart bombed that Vader, even though I probably could have handled him. Gonna rescue these guys. Too late to warp, but I'll do it next time. I think it's a fine game, man. Sorry, having trouble holding my phone today. Ooh, game over. Well, you guys don't really need a gameplay demo, but I think Stargate plays really good, and I just think it was really important for anyone who didn't know how you do your smart bomb. Watch, I'll do one with my toe. There we go. Hands-free smart bombing. Alright, it's time to go for a warp. And then you guys know what to do. You simply... Uh-oh, I'm going to let that guy live so I can warp. Boom, and you do your warp, and you get your extras. That'll get you to a quicker level. Oh, there's a good smart bomb opportunity. There you go. Yes, I know I should have shot a pod first. One great thing about Stargate is when you shoot a pod and the individual swarmers come out, they still stick together the way they do for Defender 2600, but they can be shot individually, which is a great advancement. And the way when you drop these humans on the ground, yeah, they go back to these pre-designated lines they have on the ground. They don't just sit where you put them. But it's an improvement over the 2600 version. I just did another warp. So there you're up to 37,000, and I got 4 smart bombs, and my toe is ready to go on that. As for Inviso, watch, I'll push the stick up. Sorry. It's not easy to do that with your foot and to do all that. But like I said, push up on the stick to Inviso, pull down to hyperspace, and push the big button to smart bomb. Now let's go over here. I'm going to watch a clip from the creators of Stargate, the arcade game, Larry Demar.
That was VidKids. That was, we started in February of '81, and then Stargate was our first game.
And that, what else did you guys do besides Stargate?
We did Stargate, Robotron, and then a game called Blaster, which is falls in that low production category. And we also actually developed an Atari 800 version of that game, which preceded the coin-op, and was never brought to market.
What he meant was, after Defender, they started their own group called VidKids, I think, and then they said, yeah, that their first game as that group made Robotron and Stargate.
Well, Eugene and I did. We shared the load. It was we had a lot to do in a pretty short period. In the sense of doing a sequel, we were in a world where there were a couple of sequel games at the time. They had done Asteroids Deluxe behind Asteroids, and they took everything that was fun out of the game. And they had done Deluxe Space Invaders behind Space Invaders, which was essentially the same game. And we wanted something that would give some good new appeal to the game, but that wouldn't be playable by the good players to the extent where they were playing 10, 15, 20 minutes on Defender. If they walk up to Stargate and are playing 20 minutes a game, this game's not going to have any ability to make money. So we worked really hard to come up with a mechanism to make the game good for the better player without having him stay there for long periods of time.
Let's watch more from Larry Demar. I like this guy.
Contrary to what a lot of people would believe, a game that you walk up to and you play 20 minutes immediately, you're not gonna be very interested in. You need the new conquest. You need to go up there and have it going. You're dog food, and for you to want to come back and try and learn and beat it. So in Stargate, we put the warp feature in, which was a matter of rescuing and holding on to 4 humanoids and flying through the Stargate, which is a pretty high level accomplishment. But if you're a good Defender player, it's you can do it in your sleep. And what that did was that gave you a huge bonus, took you ahead 2 or 3 waves in the game, and giving you the bonus gave you a couple extra ships. So it was a way to get the good players to jump into where the action was frenzied and make them think that they were having a one-up on the game. And it worked pretty well.
May as well watch the rest. There's 5 clips of Larry Demar.
When I first got the Digital Eclipse program, my mind was blown. My first encounter was actually Paul DeSalle called me over to the front of our building, and there's 2 guys there with a Macintosh, and Paul goes, "I want to show you something." And, he plays with his Macintosh and types something. All of a sudden, the carpet sweeps of the memory test, which is pretty much a signature of the old Williams games, is appearing on the Mac. And I'm like, oh my God, you guys wrote a simulator.
And one last clip of Larry Demar.
If someone had told me in 1982 that in 1995 I'd be sitting on my computer playing on a machine that's simulating the program, my exact work, I would have thought, I would have wondered what the guy was smoking. The games themselves, when they were done, were such a struggle against what could technically be done with affordable horsepower. The fact that this could happen is just represents amazing growth in the speed and size of these computers.
Yeah, and I know this is an Atari 2600 review, and I'm impressed with what they did with the Atari version. And who knows, could our guy John Champero actually get motivated to do his version? Now here, when I am playing, what he's talking about is how they have it emulated for PS1, and they made this years ago. And I've got my own setup, guys, with 2 controllers. And when you play the PS1 version, sorry, I know I'm not trying to get off track of Atari, but both ports are active. And what that means is you can get both controllers configured. So I get my Defender on and Stargate using both hands spread out using 2 controllers. And real quick, in comparison to the Atari 2600 version, here we have Stargate. And I do know how to play some Stargate. Let's see if we can get a warp. See, I got both hands spread. I'm using both controllers. Love that space hum sound. Yeah, this is a lot better than the 2600 version. I mean, now that I get to compare them. Lost a human. Lost another human. Can't save them all, right, boys? Women and children first. Ooh. Alright. I guess I better not turn this into too much of a PS1 demonstration or I could get in trouble. So that's it in comparison. So I love my Stargate, but once again, I do love my Atari, and I love my Stargate on my 2600. Don't forget, push your big toe to hit that smart bomb. And there you are, there's a comparison. It's interesting, my Junior that Steve gave me is a great console, but sometimes when I play Stargate, I notice that the landers are gray instead of green. A little bit of a color issue, but usually if I reset the game, it's not a big deal. And this console was in great shape, so it just sometimes games have certain issues with certain cartridges, so that's all the more reason why we're smart, a lot of us guys, and have way more than one Atari console. See, the landers were green right there. What if I hit reset? I mean, they were gray. Yeah, they're still gray. Let's try turning the game on and off. Believe me, I'm not complaining. This Atari works great. I just noticed, though, in Stargate, I got gray landers. What about now? Ah, I think it's better. Let's see. Yeah, see, they're green. Interesting. Use my toe for a smart bomb. Boom, boom, boom. And remember, push up on the controller for Inviso and down for hyperspace. Alright, I know this video went on a long time, but I like the attention. Live on Atari, and I do like Stargate for the 2600. Have a good night.